Welcome back to B for Crypto. In this video, we're just going to focus on the price movement of Bitcoin to find out what we could expect. Because yes, we had the CPI release, but it turned out that the inflation stayed at the same rate. So we're going to find out what can we expect. Because we can see that Bitcoin came all the way back down to this very important $26,750 level, where we can see that the price movement holds at this range. So yes, we have previous resistance, which turns into support. But what can we expect in the immediate short term? Guys, if you want to find out more and if you're still watching without being subscribed, smash up the like button and subscribe, and most importantly activate the bell so that you always stay up to date. And yes, we're going to start directly on the daily chart for Bitcoin, and as you guys can see, we are perfectly at this support where we can see some previous resistance. But we really need to analyze what we can see in the charts. And first of all, yes, we can see this major downwards trend, and we formed this low exactly in this major support box at $24,900, and then we saw that the price movement of Bitcoin perfectly bounced off, and we saw that we formed this first of all lower high. But then what is very important, that Bitcoin formed a higher low, and that is extremely bullish because this gives us the indication that the overall trend has turned around. And yes, we saw this consolidation and this dump all the way back down to the levels of $26,500, and with this, guys, we are still in this bullish structure because this exactly here is still a higher low. So we could expect that yes, maybe we're going to see this continuation and form an even higher high, because we can see that Bitcoin is forming this potential channel. But guys, we need to analyze the market even more, and for that we're going to turn on the VPVR, the volume price range, and then we can see a lot of support round about the point of control, which is exactly at this low. But we can also see that Bitcoin is still holding at this major support cluster on the VPVR, and we can see that yes guys, at the moment the support is stronger than the resistance, because yes, we got some resistance exactly here and we saw this dump towards the downside, but this was also due to the economic and the global crisis that we are facing at the moment. But guys, overall it looks quite bullish because first of all, we're still in this bullish move. We didn't form a lower low, and we can see that here's a lot of support in these areas, so we could expect yes, Bitcoin might turn around in these areas. But what do we need to see that Bitcoin can give us the signal that we're going to see this bounce and this continuation even higher? Let's go on the 4-hour chart, because yes, we broke this trend line towards the downside and we had this perfect retest where we saw that the price movement came back to this trend line, and then we had this confirmation and we saw this dump all the way back down. And like I told you in the previous video, that I expected this is a symmetrical triangle, because we could clearly see that we were forming this trend line and that the price movement was consolidating within the symmetrical triangle, and the price target for the symmetrical triangle is from the top all the way down to the bottom trend line, and then we're going to drag it over to the breakout point, and this would be exactly here. So we didn't reach our price target of this downward sloping trend round about the $26,300 or $200 level, like I told you in the previous video, but we came very close. So what is going to happen next? Are we going to see that we're going to see this continuation all the way back down to the support and this trend line? Or can we see that Bitcoin is turning around in these areas? And for that we need to turn on the EMAs, because on the EMAs, the exponential moving averages, we can see that Bitcoin is still underneath the 13 EMA, and we can also see the 200, 100 and 50 EMA at this major resistance. So this would be our first price target, that we're going to break the 200 and also the 100 moving average, so that we can say yes, Bitcoin would come all the way back up to this major resistance box, because yes, this was support which now turned into resistance. But let's draw the Fibonacci retracement levels on the 4-hour chart, and we're going to take it all the way from the top all the way to the bottom to the swing low. Then we can see the 38.2 and the 23.6 is this major resistance level, where we can also see the 100 moving averages. So first of all, Bitcoin needs to break the 38.2 so that we can say yes, Bitcoin could reach this major point, this major breakout point, and also the 61.8 exactly at the levels of $27,800. So that is going to be really important, that we're going to break the 23.6, where we can also see this is the $27,000 level that we need to break towards the upside. And what do we need to see so that we can be sure that Bitcoin turns around? Yes, we need to form a W formation, and Bitcoin needs to form a higher low on the 4-hour chart so that we could expect this major pump with a price target of the 61.8. But let's go back on the daily chart Because yes, like we said, Bitcoin is still within this upwards trend because Bitcoin is forming higher lows, and until we're going to keep this higher low, we could expect that we're going to see this turnaround and that Bitcoin is going to break this downwards trend. Because yes, to expect that Bitcoin is going to reach the $30,000 level, this major volume resistance, because yes, we can see this major hole, and if we're going to break this resistance towards the upside, we could expect this fast move towards the upside, and this would be extremely bullish for Bitcoin, because yes, a higher high is what we need for Bitcoin to be overall sure that we could break the $30,000 level. And that we could say, yes, the overall trend for Bitcoin has turned around, because on the weekly chart, yes guys, it looks quite bearish, because we can see that from the high of $31,000 level, we have formed this downward sloping trend. But we can also see that yes, we have a trend line exactly here, and the second price target is going to be this major support box, and the worst case scenario, this red line, round about the $22,000 level. And yes, overall it looks quite bearish if we look at the weekly chart, but if you know the fundamental values of Bitcoin, it is irrelevant where you're going to invest, at 25, 20,000 or even $30,000. If you know the true values of Bitcoin, the price is irrelevant. Dollar cost average into Bitcoin, and if you want to trade all of this on the spot market, make sure to sign up with my links in the video description below. And if you want to find out what is going to be the next hype in the crypto market, make sure to watch this video exactly now.